So people ask me all the time about my MBTI. Like, do you know what your MBTI personality type is? You ever know what I'm talking about? MBTI stands for myers-briggs type indicator. It's just like sort of this classification system. And you've probably seen it before. People sort of describe themselves using 4 letters. The first letter, for example, is an I or an E for introverted or extroverted. And then there's other letters. And the theory is that each person sort of falls within one of these 16 types. There are 4 letters, and for each one, there are 2 choices, so there's 16 total. There are books written about this, so it's a lot more complicated than just saying there are 16 different types of people. Obviously, there are probably as many types of people as there are people, but it's a fun thing that people like to do, to just sort of think about the different ways that people can be and how we can be classified. There have been a few little tests online that you can take where some algorithm decides what your type is. And one that's been pretty popular as of late is this website called 16personalities.com. This website doesn't use the MBTI specifically. It sort of like takes the MBTI and expands upon it and sort of redefines things a little bit. So anyway, I'm just gonna do a quick little test on my phone just for fun, and we're gonna see what happens. Okay, free personality test. Notice it says Neris type. I guess that's their version of it. You can look it up. It's basically the same as MBTI. It's fine. All right, 3 things to know before taking the test. Takes less than 12 minutes. That's good because I don't want this video to be 2 hours long. Answer honestly, even if you don't like the answer. Gotta be honest with yourself. I think I can do that. Try not to leave any neutral answers. Yeah, I would not want to leave neutral answers. I wonder what would happen if you just went straight neutral all the way down. First question. You find it difficult to introduce yourself to other people. I don't agree with that. How strongly do I disagree with that, though? I'm gonna say in the middle. Okay, you often get so lost in thoughts that you ignore or forget your surroundings. That happens to some extent. I'll slightly agree. What I'm interested to see if it gets the I or E right. It feels superior to other people. Well, shit. I mean, that's not like a personality type, that's just being an asshole. I don't feel superior to anyone at all. I strongly disagree. You often feel as if you have to justify yourself to other people. This is one example of a question where you want to answer it based on what you actually do rather than how you actually feel. I would tell someone else to not feel like they have to justify themselves to other people, but I often feel like I have to justify myself. Your home and work environments are quite tidy. That is a big hell no. That's a big dot. See that big ass disagree dot? That's what I'm gonna hit. It's not even a little bit true. You do not mind being at the center of attention. Well, I'm currently fucking broadcasting my face to thousands of people on the internet. So you can probably guess where I'm going with that. By the way, it's like thundering outside. You can probably hear it. I would do something about it, but I can't control the weather. I apologize. You consider yourself more practical than creative. This is an interesting one for me. I make stuff for a living, which is creative to an extent. I probably am a little bit more practical than creative, which is sad to me, actually. Your work style is closer to random energy spikes than to a methodical and organized approach. That's 100% true for me. That's the thing that I've actually recently realized about myself, and that's what's caused me to be a lot more productive. When I do have that energy spike, I need to just go super, super hard and get a whole bunch of shit done, and just basically just be as productive as possible until that motivation like dribbles away, which kind of happens. So I don't agree with that. You are often envious of others. See, envy sounds like a bad thing. There is a lot of people doing things that I wish I could be doing, and I guess that's what envy is. And especially since I'm a YouTuber, there's a lot of people that I can look at that are doing the type of shit that I want to be doing. So I think it's true that I'm often envious of others. As a parent, you'd rather see your child grow up kind than smart. Absolutely 100%. 100% no question agree with that. It does not take much time to start getting involved in social activities at your new workplace. Me personally, I get involved in social activities in my day-to-day life, but at workplaces, I just have like no desire to be chummy with coworkers. Like it never really appealed to me. I think the problem is I've never had a job before YouTube that I liked. So my idea was I'm just gonna go to work and I just want to sit here and do my job and go home as quickly as possible. I don't want to sit around and waste time, shooting the shit with the coworkers. Like, this has never been my thing. You enjoy going to social events that involve dress up or role play activities. I've always wanted to LARP. I've never LARPed before, and I've always wanted to because it seems like it would be super fun. You'd rather improvise than spend time coming up with a detailed plan. This kind of is a conflict in a lot of my relationships with my friends and stuff, is because I hate making plans. Like, I hate when someone's like, hey, you want to go do this thing on Friday at 10? I was like, maybe. I'll let you know like that day. It makes me really uncomfortable. One of my idiosyncrasies, you're a relatively reserved and quiet person. Extremely true of me. Even though I said I'm okay with starting conversations and stuff like that, like I'm not talkative. Like, I'm very fine with just sitting there, like not talking and just observing. You have no difficulties coming up with a personal timetable and sticking to it. That is completely not true. Like I said, I'm bad at plans. Even when I make plans, I'm bad at sticking to them. So I think I have to click the big dot on this one, guys. You feel more energetic after spending time with a group of people. This is 100% true for me. This is how I know that I'm an extrovert. If I get an eye on this, which I probably won't, but if I get an eye on this, it will be wrong. Because the biggest difference between introverts and extroverts is how you derive your social energy or your energy in general. When I'm around people, I get a lot of energy. Like, I'm far more energetic when I'm around people than when I'm just like by myself or just with like one person. You usually find it difficult to relax when talking in front of many people. I don't do public speaking that much. When I went to VidCon, I did a panel, and the panel that I was on, I don't know why they chose me for this panel, but it was one of the larger panels. Like, it was in the biggest room they had. I would guess maybe like 300 people in there, something like that. Like, there's a lot of people. And I thought I was going to be nervous. Like, I was nervous beforehand. I was nervous when I heard about it. I was nervous walking up the stage. But as soon as I sat down and saw the people, I was like completely fine. It was very natural to me. So generally speaking, you rely more on your experience and your imagination. I don't know. I think it's about even. I think it's 50-50. I got to neutral it. I don't want to neutral it, but I really think it's 50-50. If the room is full, you stay closer to the walls, avoiding the center. Nah, that makes me think of, like middle school prom, where like the boys and the girls are on like separate sides of the room, and there's like maybe like 3 people in the middle that are actually having fun and everyone else is really nervous. But that's not really like a personality thing. That's just like a puberty thing, I guess. You believe that it is more rewarding to be liked by others than to be powerful. I don't really desire power. Power is not that interesting to me. And honestly, being liked by a lot of people, having favor with a lot of people is kind of a type of power anyway. Oh, are we finished? I think we're finished. What do we get? Your personality type is campaigner, ENFP-A. And this is what's different about this one. There's another letter. So they got a little breakdown. So this is what the letters could be. Extroverted, introverted. And then you have intuitive versus observant. I think the MBTI is intuitive versus sensing, which is the same thing. Nature, thinking versus feeling, so it'd be T or F. But I got F, which is interesting. When I was younger, I definitely would have gotten T, but I can kind of see how I'd be more F now. I value thinking more than feeling for sure, but they say I'm 60% feeling. Tactics, judging versus prospecting. So this is J and P. This trait reflects our approach to work, planning, and decision making. And I guess this is why I talked about not making plans and improvising. So that's what that is. They added another letter, A and T, and I got A. This trait underpins all the others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. Assertive and turbulent. Interesting. Anyway, once this website determines your personality type, then it tells you your strengths and weaknesses. So let me look at that. Campaigner strengths. Curious. When it comes to new ideas, campaigners aren't interested in brooding. They want to go out and experience things and don't hesitate to step out of their comfort zones to do so. Campaigners are imaginative and open-minded, seeing all things as part of a big, mysterious puzzle called life. That is kind of true about me. Sometimes I'm hesitant to step out of my comfort zone, but it's definitely a thing that I've been doing more than I ever have. Campaigner weaknesses. Poor practical skills. When it comes to conceiving ideas and starting projects, especially involving other people, campaigners have exceptional talent. Unfortunately, their skill with upkeep, administration, and follow-through on those projects struggles. Without more hands-on people to help push day-to-day things along, campaigners' ideas are likely to remain just that, ideas. I'm going to go ahead and say this is accurate. I've been saying, like, as soon as I can afford it, I'm going to hire an assistant because I need someone to handle all of the boring stuff because I don't want to do that. I'm just focused on the cool, grandiose ideas, but all the, administration aspects of it, I'm bad at that. So I don't know. Honestly, I think that this thing kind of picked a good one for me. I agree with about 95% of what I'm reading. There's like 10 pages of information for each personality type, and I don't want to read each one. So this thing thinks that I'm ENFP. So all those people who ask me what my MBTI type is, this isn't MBTI, but I feel like it's close enough. ENFP is what the internet told me. I'm sure I'll get something different when I do it another time. I'll put the link to the website in the description box below the video so you can do it yourself and see what you get. Definitely tell me in the comments what you got on this test. Thank you very much for watching this video. Check out this other video where I read some of my very first tweets ever. I want to give a shout out to all of the new subscribers. How you doing? The message that I want to leave with you in my videos is be honest, be assertive, be kind, and be open-minded. If you agree with that, can I see a heiko or two in the comments? And subscribe if you like my hair. Thank you once again for watching my video. For those that don't know, I'm a full-time YouTube creator, and the only way that I'm able to do that is through your support, and a large portion of that support comes through Patreon. Now, Patreon is a crowdfunding site for people like me with ongoing creative projects. It's kind of like an online tip jar where you can set it up to donate just a couple bucks every time I make a new video. So if you find any value in my channel or my videos, or if you just want to support me, please consider signing up for Patreon. That would be super amazing and totally appreciated. But even if you don't feel like it, or if you can't, that's fine too. I just thank you for watching.